Hi, beautiful people. Marina Levit with Marina Levit Realty. And yes, that is true. I do not have a traditional retirement account. Why? I don't have a traditional retirement account because I believe that it is a waste of money and that I would be losing money if I had one. Now, I am not a financial advisor by any means, and so please don't quote me. don't act on what I'm saying as if I'm a financial advisor, because I'm not. I am here to inspire you, to share some inspiring stories. But if you make this decision that I've made for myself a long time ago, that is your responsibility. And hey, I'd be very happy if you join the club. So why do I not have a retirement account? That is because I've studied very deeply the history of currency. And I've seen in every country, in every culture, what happened with currencies throughout the history. And what tends to happen with currencies, currencies don't hold, traditionally, they don't hold their value. They lose their value over time. And if you look at the old Roman Empire, they had those coins, and then they started cutting, like literally cutting those coins into fourths, into quarters, into eighths. And so whatever you had started becoming less and less in value. And you can see the same thing with United States dollar, which is just in the last 20 or 30 years, it went down in value incredibly. Basically, every time that the government prints money, every single time that the government prints money, whatever money, currency I have in my bank account goes down in its purchase power, goes down in value. So the $100 that I had even yesterday, it's not $100 that I have today. Whatever I was able to buy for this $100 yesterday, it's not the same thing that I'd be able to buy today. When I read this quote by Warren Buffett, who once said, he said, I would much rather invest in hundreds of acres, buying hundreds of acres in Nevada, that's where he lives, than in gold. That started me thinking, because he's one of the smartest investors out there, and he's done real well with his money. So he wouldn't even buy gold, forget currency, forget United States dollars. He would not even buy gold. Why? Because he probably knew when he said that a long time ago, actually, that there will be time where gold will start going down in value as well. And it's happening. Gold used to be a measure of value that was very reliable, because every year it would fluctuate by about 2% of how much gold they dig. And with today's technology, it's going to be much more gold that's going to be available, and that means that gold is going to devalue, that it cannot be a stable measure of value anymore. And so think about it this way. In 1913, let's say that I was born in 1913, and that year I started my retirement account savings. And let's say that I was religious about it, and I've been saving every single month, every single year, like most people do for their retirement accounts, right? So if I've been saving all this time up to today, I would have owned 5% of what I saved, because United States dollar went down in its value by 95%, no kidding, 95% from 1913 until today. That means that the purchase power of United States dollar, whatever you could buy with that dollar in 1913, you can buy only 5% of that today. Now imagine that in 1913, I would have bought hundreds of acres of land in Portland, Oregon. That would be great. And so this is why I don't have a retirement account. This is why I tie my money to land. I tie my money to land because land, honestly, was in my case, never failed me. I love land, I love houses, I love buildings, and I love investment properties. And so, hey, I just wanted to share my personal journey. I work with many buyers who have a very similar journey. And most people imagine that being a real estate investor, you really need to be Warren Buffett. You really need to be like somebody with a ton of money. That is not what it is. You can, but you don't have to. For instance, I have a client who relocates every 3-4 years. It's a genius. I believe it's a genius. And hi, if you're watching me, it's a genius investment strategy. This person every 3-4 years buys a new primary residence, moves into it, buys it in great locations, moves into it, lives there for 3 years, 4 years, and then buys his next primary residence. And whatever he moved out of, he simply rents. It becomes a rental property. And so that person right now has, I think, 4, if I'm not wrong, investment properties, and he's looking to move again. So he's creating his next investment properties by moving out of the property where he resides right now. So imagine between now and his retirement, this person is going to have probably at least 10 investment properties, and calculate that into rent and think how much rent you can collect from 10 investment properties. And these properties also go up in value. This is what I wanted to share with you today, just food for thought, something to consider. And any real estate questions, any ideas, any suggestions, I'm here for you for your real estate needs. Text me, call me, you know me, I'm available 24/7. I'll respond right away. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.